Hey y'all, everybody's been talking about Adou Thiero, and I wanted to give some observations I saw on what I think his future could be, or actually where I want his future to go. Adou Thiero has some tells, and that's what I noticed when I was scouting him after we drafted him. I went back and I looked at his tape, and a highlight tape will make anyone look good. Everybody looks good in a highlight tape, but there are certain things that some guys could do that other people just can't do. For example, you take Michael Jordan, you watch him in a highlight reel. He has a level of athleticism that you're not going to see out of anybody else in the world. And Adou Thiero had that level of athleticism, right? But those weren't the tells I saw last night in the short time that he played against Milwaukee. What I saw last night was basically three things. One, he had a follow-up to a Jackson Hayes miss. And he had that follow-up, and he did it with his left hand. He's right-handed. He did that follow-up with his left hand. It was clean, it was athletic, and it looked natural. I want you to combine that with the fact that on his breakaway dunk, yeah, we all know he's athletic, but on his breakaway dunk, he jumped off his right foot. You see, that's the type of shit I'm looking for. And that little bit of time, it tells you where this dude could go. He had a clean follow-up. It didn't count because Jackson Hayes got fouled. But he had a clean follow-up with his left hand in the first half. And then at the end of the game, he dunked off his right foot. Looked athletic as hell dunking off his right foot. The dude is right-handed. You know, you get most guys look that athletic on a dunk, they jumped off their natural jumping foot. If you're right-handed, jumping foot's left foot. Left-handed, jumping foot's right foot. Dude jumped off his right foot and dunked and looked athletic as hell. Those are two things that really got nothing to do with athleticism. It just shows how ambidextrous he is. And if anyone knows that ambidextrous, if you're that ambidextrous, and that's what I noticed in his tape also, the dude is mad natural with his left or right hand. I get it, he's right-handed. But I saw a highlight reel of him, and I was like, man, why are they only showing his left hand? No, the dude just happened to have highlights when he was using his left hand. You know? The other thing that I saw that I thought was very indicative, and when I used to play, I used to make a mental note of whether the guy was right or left-handed. And I'd almost put my hand behind, the hand I needed to lunge at the guy with, I would almost put behind my back. I put the other hand behind my back. So if the guy was left-handed, I put my left hand behind my back so I could lunge at him with my right. Right-handed, I put my right hand so I could lunge with my left. It gets you that much closer to a shot. You get a dude like Adou Thiero, and he's uber athletic, and could guard guards. You put him up, he has to get switched onto a 6'2", 6'3" guard, and he's lunging based on what hand the other player is. This motherfucker is a thinker, man. Now, he's right-handed, and I don't know if this is really indicative of how Adou Thiero thinks, but he was guarding Cole Anthony. Cole Anthony created some separation, shot. Cole Anthony's left-handed. Cole Anthony shoots with his left, and Adou Thiero lunges with his right. Now, that could just be because he's right-handed. But if he recognized which hand this dude was, that he's lefty, and he says, okay, I'm going to lunge with my right. Or if he could look at a guy and say, oh, he's right-handed, I'm going to have my left hand up. Yo, man, that type of shit, right? Those three things, the fact that he had that follow-up with his left hand, made the layup, but did it clean like this. Boom. Made it clean, man. Even though it didn't count, that's the shit you want to notice. You got to notice that when he received the pass from Bronny James and he went up for that dunk, he jumped off his right foot. Looked athletic jumping off his right foot. And 3, when he lunged with his right hand at a left-handed shooter. Yo, man, that's the type of shit I notice. You know, anyone could get in a game and have a sequence in which they score 4 points in 5 minutes. But what about that? See, that's gonna last. That type of shit is going to last. Dude had good form on his free throws. It looks like he is a decent shooter, or will be a decent shooter. But that's the type of shit I noticed. Now, as far as his future goes, I was listening to Trevor Lane, and Trevor Lane said that he thinks Adou Thiero could be a version of OG Anunoby. I disagree with that. I think Adou Thiero could be a version of Scottie Pippen. People have to remember this. Adou Thiero has point guard skills. A smart coach who is thinking past his nose will cultivate those point guard skills. You got this uber athletic dude who has point guard skills. Why the fuck would you make him OG Anunoby when he could be Scottie Pippen? I'm not saying he'll be Scottie Pippen, just like you're not saying he'll be OG Anunoby. But when you have a player with those skills, cultivate those skills. The dude was like 6'2", 6'3" for a long time and sprouted up to 6'8". Or he was like 5'10", I think, playing point guard, sprouted up to 6'8". He was recruited by John Calipari. And one thing I know is, cats like John Calipari, Mike Krzyzewski, when they recruit, they know what the fuck they're doing. John Calipari said, watch Adou Thiero. That's what he said. He said before the draft, watch Adou Thiero. You know? And I want to see the Lakers cultivate those skills. I don't want to see them do to him what I believe they're doing to Dalton Connect. People will say, oh, Dalton Connect was better last year. No. Dalton Connect was allowed, asked, needed to shine over those first 20 games. And you know what he did? He shined. Now we got him spotting up like he is some, run-of-the-mill white guy who could only shoot. He ain't that. And I don't want to see them do that to Adou Thiero. One thing that really has always bothered me, especially about the Lakers, as of late especially, we seem to not understand that we're going to need these guys at the end of the year. If you have a Dalton Connect now and you have an Adou Thiero now, you better make sure they're ready later. Guys who show you potential now, it's your job to get them to be ready later. And will Adou Thiero play? I don't know. I think that this organization is kind of hung up on the narrative that a player is a rookie, so they won't play him. Could Adou Thiero play now? I would venture to say yes. I would venture to say that based on what I've seen and how he moves on the court, that he could be as effective as Jared Vanderbilt. I'll tell you one other thing I saw. The dude goes to the right places. He plays the right way. He beats people to spots. When guys miss shots, Adou Thiero was there. He may not have got the rebound, but he was there and he was around. He has a nose for the ball. You want to cultivate that. You want to grow that. Pour water on it and let it blossom. But yeah, man, I wasn't super encouraged, but I was encouraged because the things that I saw, I don't hear anybody. Everyone's talking about the dunk. Fuck the dunk. He jumped off his right foot and looked athletic as fuck. That's what people should be talking about. On that follow-up, he did it with his left hand, and it looked natural as hell. It looked so damn natural that I didn't notice it was his left hand until I went back and looked at the play. I said, yo, he just followed that up with his left. That's something. It's more than the dunk. It's that he jumped off his right foot. It's more than the free throws. That he followed with his left hand. It's more than the free throws. So anyway, I was encouraged, and I think the Lakers have something. The dude has the athleticism and the ability, and apparently the team loves him. But he has the athleticism and the ability to be something in the NBA. The question is, will JJ Redick see the value in that? That's $1 million question. I thought last year when Dalton Connect was doing really well, I thought that the Lakers almost were deliberate in reining him in. I thought that, they kind of played a business model, meaning they gave Gabe Vincent a bunch of money. They really like Austin Reeves, and therefore somebody got to take a step back. And it was almost like a business decision to put the reins on Dalton Connect. And ever since then, he hadn't been the same. So, that's all I got to say about Adou Thiero. I was encouraged. I wasn't as encouraged as most people, but I really like some of the signs he's shown. And I think that with his point guard skills, if the Lakers choose to cultivate that, which they should, if you could make a huge lineup involving Adou Thiero as an initiator, please do. Please do. It'll help you more than having Gabe Vincent on the court or having what's his name, man? I can't think of his name. He shot 1 for 10 in the last game. He didn't play last night against Milwaukee. But Marcus Smart. You would be much better served if you had Adou Thiero in the game than Marcus Smart. You just would. Now, I know the Lakers don't do it because he's just a rookie and that whole narrative and shit, but you would. You'd be better served to have him in the game than Marcus Smart. Because Marcus Smart has a ceiling and Marcus Smart is inconsistent. Marcus Smart can help you. He's a good player. I'm not saying don't play him. I'm just saying if your ultimate goal is to win a title, cultivate this kid. If you see it, and I'm not saying I see it yet, I'm just saying I saw some good signs. But if JJ Redick sees it, or has seen it in practice, cultivate him and get him ready for the ultimate goal. All right, y'all. This is Pure Uncut Lakers. Please like and subscribe. I'll hit you up another time.